Welcome to the sealed only Digimon Challenge. Join me on my adventure as we battle through every enemy that comes our way, selecting of all 6 colours of decks on a budget of £20 per week. Can you do it? Can you be the next Digi-destined tamer? Good morning, tamers. Welcome back to an episode of Sealed Only Digimon. This is episode 4, and I just want to make an announcement, and that is, well, 1, thank you guys so much for being here. It's been great. The support's been wonderful. I love seeing your comments, your likes, your dislikes even. You know, it's interaction with us, and that's something that we want to see. We don't really get to interact with you during our matches, so we get to interact with you in our comment section. Now, the main announcement I want to say, when I edit and I put up the illegal move or illegal action, actually we found out that's not an illegal action, and that is actually perfectly fine, as long as it's not the same turn that the baby was played. If you play the baby on turn 1 and then you say Digivolve into an Agumon, and then on the following turn you move it out and then you hit another player, that is perfectly fine. That is a legal action. That is not illegal action like I thought it was. I don't know why I thought it had been. Just to clear that up there, all the illegal actions that we've seen actually weren't, and all the matches actually have taken place perfectly fine. The only things that we probably haven't done every single time is draw when evolving, which in a long game would obviously make the difference between you decking out and not, but since most of our games only sort of go to about turn 10, it's not a big-ish deal, besides maybe getting to that key component that you want to get to faster. But so yeah, so we've not really done anything wrong in terms of the rules yet. We do need to start battling each other correctly, like, you know, smashing individual monsters, obviously using piercing when it happens. This is episode 4. Welcome to the Green Machine. Alright everyone, welcome back to episode 4. So we've got our packs to open for this week. Nothing special coming out yet. Next week I think it might be the release of 1.5, so we might be still looking at opening those. We only have a couple of packs left of these, in all fairness. I think we have 9 packs left. So let's get on with what we've got today, see what we can find in here. So we have a Dolphinmon, we have a Numamon, we have a Hornbuster, we have a Summon, we have a Pegasusmon, sorry, a Pegumon, we have a Muchimon, we have an Atomic Ray, we have a Looking Back on Good Times, we have a Tiltamon, we have a Mega Kabuterimon, we have another Yokomon, and then we have a Hercules Kabuterimon. So, just as a little tidbit of information, we're not that far from actually getting a green deck, so if we do carry on pulling green cards, we could definitely be playing the green deck this week. So, yeah, I think we need 7, and we've pulled 4 today in this opening, so yeah, there's a good chance we will be looking at actually playing the green deck this week. But that was a really good pack, guys. Let's see what we can get out of this one. Digitomon, Heart's Attack, Mushroommon, Monzimon, Sporo Sword, Chumon, Furitzimon, Lodeliomon, Tinkermon, Leomon, Togemon, and a Venominousmon rare. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a good pack. Again, more green. Definitely something we can be looking at again. Purple's probably not far off being a completable deck as well. To put the greens over there. No more purples. No. Okay. Alright. And so yeah, we're doing really well, guys, this week. You guys looking forward to the 1.5 stuff? I'm hoping it's going to be a good release. Blade of the True, Quaggamon, Andromon, Gone Ripper, Monodramon, Cogaterimon, Blastfire, Woodmon, Freezemon, Metal Etamon, Yamon, and a Patamon. Yeah, right, that was also another good pack opening, so doing really well. I think the good thing about having the mixed upsets is we are averaging good pulls per week. Obviously when we get the super rares, that does help, of course, but oh god, try to open these packs is the hard part. Let's see what we get here. Got an Armadillomon, got a Heart's Attack, got a Dark Tyrannomon, got a Black Metal Greymon, we've got a Agumon Expert, Nuclear Laser, Digitamamon, a Boltmon, a Biomon, a Babydramon, a Terra Clusters, and an Angimon. Not terrible. Not terrible at all, guys. So we are getting some good stuff. down to our last pack. We've only pulled one shiny this week, although we have pulled quite a lot of them out of this box already, so it does seem like the box was very one-sided in terms of pull rates. So we've got a Hornbuster, we've got a Sokomon, we've got a Pagumon, we've got a Muchmon, we've got an Atomic Ray, we've got a Monzimon, we've got a Gorillamon, we've got a Demi-Devimon, we've got a Dorkmon, we've got a Lodaleomon, we've got another Raremon, and then our last is a Symphony number 1. When all of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 for the turn. 5 cost. To be honest, for 7 you get 10,000, so totally down to you. But let's make these decks up and we'll see you after this thing goes. Alright guys, so this week for red we've changed out the Beamon for a Beamon with an effect. So in this case, when you attack a blocker, you get 2,000 DP, which can be quite good for some of those matchups where people are trying to stop you with the blockers. And for the baby, we just changed out a Yokomon for another Kuramon. This is obviously quite a good effect if we can get to the Mega / Omnimon, but when we can't, this is going to be probably a little bit better. And that's all we've done for red this week. There was no changes to blue, but to yellow. We removed 2 more of the Salamons, and then added another Tinkermon and a Patamon. So we now have 3 Tinkermons in our deck. We only have 1 Petermon, so if we can get maybe another Petermon or 2, just to even it out a bit more, that'd be very good, just because the free play for this, essentially only paying 2 for Petermon to get this out for free. It's pretty good. And then we took out one of the Salamons here for the Patamon, because it's on play. Reveal 4 cards on top of your deck, add all your training cards amongst them to your hand, place all the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck. If you can get to the good TK early, it'll make your life a lot better. But that's it for the deck changes for this week. Alright then guys, finally episode 4 is here. We have ourselves enough cards to play a green deck. Not an amazing green deck, but a green deck nonetheless. We should go for a few things. So, for one, we have 3 babies. We are playing 3 of the Fremont. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I thought you'd think. Where are we? There we are. There we are. So here we've got Fremons. The damn picture quality is terrible. This camera is meant to be like a 1080p camera. It never seems that way. It's like a bloody 720 at best. Got ourselves 4 of the Kuwakamons. This is not a terrible card. I'm not a massive fan of it, but it's pretty good for what our deck does now. We've got 3 of the Agumons in green. We've got 2 of the Tentamons, and then we have an assortment of 2. Here we have 1 Goblinmon, as well as a Mushroommon. For our champions, we have 2 of the Woodmon. Now, as far as I'm aware, we haven't got any more of these. We'll be playing more. Blockers are good. We will be getting the green decks when Great Legends comes out, which means we do get access to the blockers from there, which I'm happy with, so that way at least we get a chance to have 4 blockers of something. We've got 3 of the Kabuterimons, which have the inherited effect of get 1000 DP for every single suspended Digimon your opponent has, which is really, really good for this deck, as our deck master technically is the big old Tranamon here, Rusty Tranamon. We have 2 of the Togemons, which I think is one of the better ones here. It has the when Digivolve and reveal 3 cards on top of your deck, add 1 level 5 or higher Digimon to your hands from amongst them. This works really well for a long time. It lets you search any Ultimate, it lets you search any Mega, and it will let you search things like Chaosmon, for instance. Kuwagamon is one of our... So we do have 4 extra champions. We have an Ogremon, which is great for jamming, so we do smash into security, we don't get deleted. We have a Tranamon. It synergizes well with the rest of our deck because we do have quite a few Tranamon-esque cards in here. No Tiger yet, but hopefully we'll get it soon. We've got a Vegemon, and we've got ourselves another Quagamon there, just as additional cards for the deck to keep it somewhat balanced. We do need more rookies. That's probably the only thing I'd say about this deck. We are rookie light. For our ultimates, we do have ourselves 3 of the Metal Tranamons. We do pull this quite often, which is really good for us. We've got 4 of the Digitamamons. I'm not a massive fan of this card. I know it works somewhat well, but because green is normally very good at just dumping little bits of memory and then getting big fast, it's not a fantastic card. We have the Cherrymon, additional blocker. I think I'd play 2 of these if we get another one, but so far we've just got the 1. I like the fact that it's just a slightly bigger blocker, but also it's the same as Andromon, where it's a ultimate that can attack as well as block. Not at the same turn, obviously, but you know, you're not stuck in the idea of like if you want to attack, you're gonna lose 2 memory. So I think this is quite useful. We have ourselves 1 Lilymon currently, which is an energy effect to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon without blocker, which again synergizes really well with other cards in their deck. We've got an Okwagumon, which is when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, gain a memory. Fantastic memory gain for green is really good because they don't use a lot of memory to do things. And then Jagamon, we have that when attacking with a free cast on top of your deck, you can digivolve this card into 1 level 6 green Digimon from amongst the cards, that pays memory cost. Place your many cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Fantastic. I'm not saying this is the best card to use in here, but for instance, if we were to draw, say, the Titamon, it doesn't have an effect anyway, but it's a big chunky boy. I'm happy to sort of do that. It's not too bad for me. Then we have 2 Mega Capoterions, just the regular arts. We haven't got ourselves any Tamer kits yet. When attacking, if your opponent has 2 or more suspended Digimon, gain 1 memory. So yeah, that works per Capoterion. So if we had 2 on the field, well, we had 2 Megas on the field, we get 2 memory. Then for our Megas, we have 2 Rustronimons. We did pull one from the unboxing of the decks, as well as pulled one from our box. So we did really well here. This is, as I said, this is technically a deck master. Your turn, when you have a green Tamer in play, this Digimon can attack opponents and suspend a Digimon. It's fantastic. And then your turn, when this Digimon deletes one of your opponent's Digimon in battle and survives it, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Great. Nothing wrong with that at all. Well, that's good, especially if you want to say suspend a blocker or something like that. That's really good, because I didn't want to suspend it possibly. Hercules Capoterion, we did pull this episode. So piercing, when this Digimon attacks and declares an attack, here it goes. You strike if you survive the battle step. You get to hit the security as well. And then end of attack. Twice per turn, you can unsuspend this Digimon by decreasing your memory by 3. In all fairness, in green decks, there's a good chance you'll start the turn off at 3 memory, swing in, use 3, get to 0 memory, swing in again, spend your 3 memory to attack again, and then, yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I think Hercules Capoterion is going to do something in this deck. Not necessarily it's going to be the best, but for now it's pretty damn good. I do believe that the Hercules Capoterion in the green decks are actually better, but I like what we've got so far. And then we've got Titamon here. We just need more Megas. We only have 3 for this deck. It's very light on Megas. We are going to try and, I think, cut down on some of the Ultimates, and we maybe need to bring up the rookies a bit more, as it's really hard to actually get rookies. We only run 11 rookies, I think. So 3, 5, 9, yeah, we only run 11. We could really look at least bring 12, maybe 16 is green. Obviously, we want to sort of just chunk things out with green. But yeah, Tiamon's there just to be a 12k block, 12k body in 1.5, which you should be starting in a couple of weeks here, as we got 9 more packs left of this deck. Got 9 more packs left of this box. So yeah, we in episode 6 we'll get our first pack of 1.5. So we're nearly there. So for trainers, we're only playing 2 easies at the moment. This is all we pulled for trainers. I would have loved a Mimi so far, but we haven't had a chance to get a Mimi. We won't probably come back to 1.0 until the premium sets, just because we get these promos from it that look good in yellow. It's gonna be very awkward if we already have 4 Rise Greymons though in yellow, because technically I'm doing it to try and bump up yellow's effectiveness, as well as having a chance of going back at looking at 1.0. In that respect, we don't necessarily need much from 1.0, but there's obviously a few cards that I'm chasing, which I'd like to get hold of. But Issy's currently our only 2 Tamers in this deck. It's not a bad effect. For 2 costs, you basically get an extra draw if it does bring out a Digimon. So yeah, technically activate 1 per. Well, you activate both. You can activate them. You can activate both per turn. So you do technically get an extra 2 draws per turn, which I think is a fantastic card in any deck really. If you get a chance to draw, extra draw power is always good, especially in a game like this. We're playing one Forbidden Temptations. It's just a deck filler for now. I will change this out for something different if we get a chance to. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block, which I think is fairly good. It's 4 cost though, and you want to try and keep that down. But your opponent's Digimon don't unsuspend during the next end phase unsuspend step, which is good from the secure stack, so it's not a terrible card. We have 2 Flower Cannons, probably the best card in green right now, especially on the secure stack. Suspend all of your opponent's Digimon without blocker, fantastic, or just suspend one of your opponent's Digimon as its main effect. We have 2 of those in the deck. They are rares, and we think we pulled one from the box already, and I think we pulled the other one from the decks, so there's a chance we probably won't see another one of these in the box, but we've got 2, which is great. We have 3 Hornbusters. Again, this is more of just filler. It's not a terrible card by any means. It is a one of your Digimon gets 3000 DP, you know, Titamon, if you want to put that on him, and you're going against someone who's like in red and blue, if you strike into an Omnimon, that's about it. But there's always a chance that, you know, you've got something here that's this Digimon gains extra 1000 DP. You strike over it, you get a chance of surviving that turn. Play 3 of these. The security effect in this is suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and add the card to its owner hand. Again, and that's really good ricochet effect. Only a 1 cost. I do think we're probably only going to play like 1 or 2 of these maybe in the future. But, you know, it's a good card. We have Terror Clusters. It's another rare. So I think it's the only other rare green option card in this set. I think it's just Flower Cannon it is. And that's activate the main effect is on the security effect, which is return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck. Trash all the Digivolution cards of that Digimon. This is really good if it gets hit on the stack. Very expensive, but this basically just destroys a card on the field without the term destroy. So for instance, I've got a Titamon with all the cards underneath. It goes to my deck again. Everything underneath goes to the discard pile. They're trashed. They're not deleted as far as I'm aware. So it's the key wording and things, which is why I think a lot of people are getting kind of like, my thing got deleted. No, it went to the trash, but isn't that deleted? No, it's so awkward, like, because you can't have like, everyone thinks going to the trash is deletion, but it's not. It's awkward. But yeah, good card, very expensive. Definitely want to see it in the security stack. If green gets a chance of having something like yellow does, where they can actually manipulate how their security stack works, I think option cards in green might become a bit more viable. But for now, I think most option cards in green are literally just free flower cannons until we get hidden potential, which comes out in 1.5. We have smashed potatoes. We have 2 of these. These are pretty good, as it basically reduces the cost of any mega to 0 for 2. So something like Titamon, which is a 2 cost, you wouldn't use it on. But if you wanted to use it on, say, Tyrannomon, costs 2, saves 4, awesome. Or costs 2, save 1 from Capitariamon. Again, we don't have all of our megas in this yet. Hopefully we might pull some more greens, but this is pretty good so far. But yeah, this is our green deck for now. It's not perfectly optimized for anything. It's going to have to go against 3 decks that are, you know, technically pre-built structure decks. Will we struggle? Possibly. But this is what we've got for now, and I think it's fantastic, and I hope you guys enjoy watching the games we're going to have with this. This is week 4. We've got 2 more weeks, technically, of 1.0 being like the main set we play in, and then from episode 7 we are looking at 1.5. So, join me for the battles. Blue versus green. All these matches are going to be green versus something. So, we start off with a Tsunamon. Play down a Joe. I draw for the turn. Play a Fremon. And I bring out a Jagamon. My opponent then puts down a Dolphinmon. Plays a Hammerspark. And then do a Kakumon. I then play Hornbuster. And I swing in, hit a Metal Garurumon, and get taken out. I play a Vegemon. My opponent then evolves up into Zudamon. Luckily, I don't trigger the effect, as I only have a single Digimon with no Digivolution sources on the field. And then evolve into Metal Tyrannomon. Then play a Woodmon down. My opponent evolves up into a Gabmon, and then plays a Sorrow Blue, stopping my blocker from blocking for the turn. Then evolves up into a second Zudamon, this time diminishing my Vegemon from my Metal Tyrannomon. Then swings in with one of the Zudamons. Lucky for me, she hits an Agumon, meaning that she doesn't have any effect. And then she will play a Cousinails, and brings me out to my turn. And then evolve into a Digitamamon. Swing in to gain 4 memory. Well, sorry, gain 3 memory to make it 4. And I will play Forbidden Temptation to suspend one of her Digimon for the turn. Brings out the Baby Zone, falls up into a Weregarurumon. And then plays another Sorrow Blue, tapping out my Metal Tyrannomon. Hitting another Metal Tyrannomon, she then takes out her own Gabumon, and then summons out a Bearmon. I evolve into Goblinmon, and then evolve into Togimon. Now, I shouldn't have done this because it's in the Baby Zone, so I shouldn't actually be affected, as all effects are negated by the breeding area. and then play another Metal Shroud. I'm going to turn over. Untaps, summons out another Pseudomon. Takes my security stack. Put the Metal Shroud onto the field from the breeding zone, and I attack with both my Metal Shroud, being hit by another Metal Groomon. And luckily Pseudomon, and I have enough to survive there for the turn, as I have the inherited effects. Summon out a Tendamon, and use a Flower Can to stop my opponent from activating one of their cards for the turn. And then wins the game. Green versus red. I play a Fremon, throw down a Kuwagamon, then throw down a Tyrannomon. And then play a Mega Capitimon on top. My opponent plays a Kuwagamon, and then throws down a Gaia Force, thinking she can destroy my Digimon in the breeding area, which doesn't take effect because no effects can happen to the breeding area. I then play two Izzies, and I use her effects to find a Digimon. There we go, very nice. I then Mega Evolve into Rust Tyrannomon. My opponent summons a Greymon. I bring out another Fremon, play another Quagamon, play a Capitarimon, and then I swing for 2, as I have a Quagamon inherited effect. Oh, Gaia Force straight into the bin. That's very unlucky and very unfortunate for me. I then play a Lilymon on top of my breeding area. My opponent summons another Greymon. I bring my card out, evolve into another Frostradamon, and use the Izzy's effect to draw cards. There we go. Again, can strike twice because I have two Quagamons as inherited effects, so I get to have an extra security attack. Opponent draws, plays down a third Greymon. Then suspend, play another Fremon, move into another Quagamon. Strike again with my beautiful Rusty Tyrannomon. 2 more cards. I then play Capitarimon. My opponent evolves Koramon into Agumon. My opponent then strikes in. I then suspend their Digimon with the effect of the card. Capitarimon then destroys the third card. My opponent evolves the Agumon into a Greymon. And I then strike in and win the game. Yellow versus green. Final match. We have a Tokamon into a Patamon into a Petamon. Opponent draws 2 for the 2 evolutions. And then into a Angie Woman. I draw for turn, summon a Fremon, play a Blocker or Woodmon. Opponent brings out their breeding area and puts it into the field. Then plays a Patamon. My opponent's very upset with how the 0 looks there on the field, and then evolves it into a Angimon. I then evolve that into a Ukuagamon, and then into a Titamon. My opponent then summons a Tokamon from the breeding area, then uses Heaven's Gate, and then attacks with Angie Woman. I then use Terra Clusters as its effect, hitting the Angie Woman, sending it back to the deck, and sending all the cards underneath it to the trash pile. My opponent then evolves up into Magna Angemon. I swing in with Titamon, taking the top security, which is just an Angemon. I then use Flower Can to suspend my opponent, and then I use Hornbuster to survive anything she does with it. I also predicted that she had a Seraphimon in hand, but I think she pulled it. I think she evolves into Seraphimon. This gives me a little bit more DP just so I don't get kicked over. Summon Izzy. Oh, next one's Izzy. No good for me. Put it on the back of the deck. And I will attack with Titamon. Hitting a Kumamon. I play a Digitammer just so I can put something on the field. My opponent evolves the Togemon into a Piximon into a Gatomon. Evolving Gatomon into a Magna Angemon. My opponent then swings in with Terramon, hitting my Smash Potatoes, has no security effects, goes straight to my grave. Summons a Piximon, and then play a Quagamon. I hit into a Seraphimon, which kills my Digitamon. And then play a Digimon. My opponent then suspends and then moves her cards into the field, evolving into a Leomon, and then into a Seraphimon. I'll then bring out, and I'll then go for game. Security, kills, and then win. My thoughts on today's episode are, it's nice to see Green is finally in the game with us here. That's 4 episodes in, 4 decks. I can't say that's too bad, can you guys? Green is a little bricky at the moment, and that's probably about the only thing I can really say for it. We're very short on like endgame plays for Green, and we're very short on startups for Green. But all in all, I'm actually really happy where Green is. It's not as consistent as Blue or Red, as they're very consistent normally. The Red in this game seemed to have been very awfully shuffled, which is strange because my wife went crazy on the shuffle because I think she was upset about how Blue was, even though her Blue game was fantastic. And the Yellow game was kind of where Yellow is right now. I am looking forward to episode 7 where we maybe get some better Yellow cards and the Yellow can start doing things. I am looking forward to seeing what Purple and Black can do. We'll probably do something very similar. Maybe the decks that are winning the most will have them play against Black and Purple, and then we can see like how they stand. Obviously Purple's very different from the other decks. I haven't played any Purple yet at all, so it's going to be a brand new deck style for me, like essentially wasting half my deck on the trash just to do something. Black on the other hand, it's a very big blocking deck. We're not far off making these decks. I think we're just a few cards short of the 50 minimum. Black is blocking. That's really it for Black. So yeah, we can basically make ourselves a force field when I was getting through. If we're lucky, maybe we'll get a Craniamon from 1.5, so the archetype of big black blockers doesn't stop being a big black blockers. But this is kind of just my thoughts. I'm really happy with how it's going. Episode 4 looks fantastic. We are playing well. We're playing better. I did make the mistake this game, and that's my own fault, as I didn't really consider that the anti-evolution effect in the breeding area wouldn't be considered illegal. But yeah, you can't do anything in the breeding area that has an effect. So yeah, totally on me. But the reason why I made my wife keep the misplay with the Gaia Force is it's just kind of to prove that if you're playing a real game and you did that, there's no way a judge in that situation to turn around and say like, oh yeah, you can just reverse your play because you didn't know. Because that's the main rule of the breeding area, is it's unaffected by effects. It's totally my fault about the Togemon. But yeah, Togemon's fantastic. I love this Togemon. There is another Togemon that's coming out. It might be in set 5 though. That's fantastic as well. If we can get another Togemon for this deck, I think we're going to go very, very far. But we've got a new little segment at the end of this video, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it. It's something a little different. Not too far off different though. But I've been here today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Your support is fantastic, as it has been for the last 3 weeks. And we'll catch you in episode 5. Peace out. Bye. So, as a rule, we don't have sponsors. We don't have anything like that. So this is just me just bigging something up. So, as you know, I've been in the Yu-Gi-Oh community for a little bit. I haven't really done much for Yu-Gi-Oh lately. I've lost the passion for Yu-Gi-Oh. Digimon's where it's at. But Stay Classy has done some of these beautiful memory gauges. And we got very lucky, and we have 69. Now, they pretty much released these on a Thursday night, and I brought them like, I think an hour later. This just goes to show you how popular they were with at least a few customers. They have since released their next line, which is the Omegamon and Alphamon, which I'll put a picture of here somewhere. And I'll leave a link to Stay Classy in there. This isn't an advert. This is literally just me saying, hey, I'm a massive fan of their products. And it looks fantastic. So there you go, if you want to see what it looks like there. The only big issue I'll have with this, and it's not an issue, it's more just me being picky, is I wish these were reversed. My wife loves the colour blue and loves Angie Woman. I'm a massive fan of Metal Greymon, and I love red. So yeah, it would have been perfect if it was the other way around. But I can imagine that the average man likes blue and big dinosaur metal things, and the average lady likes red/pink and your woman. But I'm super stoked to see their next one because it's all gold and black. But I am hoping that they do something similar to this. Like hopefully we get like a yellow and a green, and then we'll get maybe a purple and a black. So I am looking forward to those. But these are really nice. There's a little bit of weight to them, but not a lot. I'd probably say they're probably like maybe like maximum of like 45 grams to maybe 50. They are nice. They do reflect beautifully as the sunlight coming from my window is currently blinding you all. But yeah, if you've seen these in some of our battles, and this is when you're wondering like where we got them from, stay classy. They are a fantastic company. They're generally very good. Their customer care is very good, but they are limited stock. They only do, well, they've only done 100 printings of these, but they're doing 200 of the Omega and Alpha Mons just because they're probably more popular because of who they are. But yeah, fantastic. There you go. Have a look. Let's turn around for you so you can see it in both directions. But yeah, fantastic, beautiful. But as I said, it's not an advert. We don't get paid for this. This is just me appreciating a company doing a great job. Yes, I understand that this is still Pokemon. Yes, I do still need to get myself a Digimon mat. Yes, we will get ourselves a Digimon mat. And yes, we will get ourselves a double play mat so it doesn't look so terrible when we play together. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you've been here this long and you somehow watch this advert that's not really an advert, can you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys for week 5, where hopefully we'll get some more green action. But until then, peace out. Have a good day.